If you treat honey like a simple syrup replacement and squeeze it straight into your iced whiskey, you are making a critical error. But honey is not a generic sweetener. Pouring the wrong varietal into your drink will either entirely mask the subtle barrel notes of an expensive bourbon or violently clash with delicate mixers. This decision tree flowchart outlines the central choice every home bartender must make before mixing honey and whiskey. What exactly are you trying to achieve? Your first option is optimizing for the fresh produce, making sure the botanical, fruit, and herbal additions take center stage. Your second option is leaning into the spirit, creating a heavy, whiskey-forward flavor profile. Because there is no single perfect honey, you have to strategically choose a varietal that complements the specific architecture of your drink, rather than just blindly adding sweetness. To prove exactly how this works in practice, we are going to use the classic late summer August honey peach bourbon smash as our testing ground. This specific drink forces three very different flavor components to compete in the glass: late summer peaches, fresh green basil, and high-proof bourbon. The sweetener in this cocktail has an exceptionally difficult job. It must bridge that delicate garden produce with an aggressive spirit. Standard refined white sugar completely fails here. It offers empty sweetness without the necessary botanical depth to connect the basil and the whiskey. We will evaluate 4 distinct honey varietals to see exactly how each one rewrites the DNA of this specific cocktail. The baseline recipe is just a canvas. The honey you select is the defining variable that will dictate the final identity of the drink. Before we look at flavor, we have to solve the physical friction of using raw honey in cold drinks. If you pour it directly over ice, it instantly seizes. To fix this, you have to build a honey peach syrup. You gently heat a 1-to-1 ratio of honey to water and add in chopped peaches. This introduces a time trade-off. Making the syrup requires about 25 minutes of prep time to heat the mixture, steep the fresh basil, and properly chill it before mixing. That precise, gentle heating pulls the juices from the fruit and the oils from the herbs without destroying the honey's raw botanical notes. The effort guarantees liquid integration. The honey's flavor actually interacts with the bourbon instead of freezing into a useless, sticky clump at the bottom of your glass. This quadrant chart maps out our flavor options based on intensity and tasting notes. Let's start with the lighter options. First is the most common household option, clover honey. Clover provides a smooth, classic, predictable sweetness that integrates cleanly into the drink. The trade-off is that while it safely sweetens without masking the spirit, it adds zero complexity or terroir. It works, but it plays it safe. Next is the seasonal specialty option, basswood or linden honey. Basswood injects distinct, light, delicate floral notes directly into the syrup. Because of that delicate profile, it beautifully elevates the fresh August peaches and basil. However, if you pair it with an aggressive, overproof bourbon, those floral notes will get completely overpowered. Mild honeys play a strictly supporting role. They step back so either the raw spirit or the fresh produce can take center stage. Now, shifting to the right side of the matrix, we look at honeys that actively compete with and challenge the bourbon. The heaviest option on the board is buckwheat honey. Buckwheat delivers a rich, brooding, molasses-like depth to the cocktail. It perfectly mimics and enhances the caramel and char notes of the bourbon. The trade-off is that this heavy profile will completely crush the flavor of delicate mixers like the peach or sparkling water. Finally, we have the wild card, wildflower honey. It yields a complex summer meadow flavor, but because bees forage on different local plants to make it, the flavor consistency varies wildly from batch to batch, making it very difficult to replicate a recipe perfectly. Ultimately, these assertive honeys dominate the glass. They turn the cocktail into a heavy, whiskey-forward sipper, overriding the light, refreshing intent of a summer smash. To move from flavor theory into a final application, you just need to categorize your ultimate choice by your preference as a drinker. This table breaks down exactly which honey to pull from the pantry based on your goal for the drink. If you are the casual entertainer batching drinks for a party, you want clover honey. It is the undisputed choice for a guaranteed, unoffensive crowd pleaser that achieves a perfect, easy balance. If you are the produce optimizer, you need basswood. It is the required choice when your primary goal is to spotlight late summer garden harvests, like peaches and fresh basil, without drowning them out. And if you are the bold enthusiast, or the whiskey purist, you grab the buckwheat. This is your only option if you view mixers as secondary and just want a drink that feels like an amplified pour of straight bourbon. There is no single best honey for bourbon. The correct choice requires aligning the ingredients' botanical weight directly with your personal palate goals. For true honey enthusiasts, you can implement the apiary upgrade. Swap the standard sparkling water for a splash of honey soda and garnish the glass with a half teaspoon of bee pollen. Because this drink relies entirely on honey's roughly 24 grams of natural sugars, it keeps the cocktail's profile much cleaner and more botanical than a drink built on refined sugar. Mastering this trade-off elevates you from simply following a recipe to architecting a complex flavor profile from the ground up.